Hey everybody, welcome to my professional development about using Canvas to modernize my course content here. We have Mr. Randy Fike, our art teacher, Miss Miriam Breslin, our English teacher, and Miss Charlena Honeycutt, our English teacher. Thank y'all for coming. I'm here today to talk about how I'm doing this with Canvas. So I'm taking all of my course content, some of these tests that are over 20 years old, and I'm putting them onto Canvas as assessments. I'm redoing the questions and I'm making them definitely more up to date. I'm going to kind of go into some things that I've been doing this semester, a big undertaking that I've been undergoing as well. So let's get into it. Why is this necessary? Why is it necessary for me to take hours and hours to go through, take an old test that I've always been using to put them on Canvas? Well, first thing is to update these tests. When kids are going through their things, there's still vocabulary words such as radio cassette, which in Spanish means a cassette tape. Those words are not necessary, so I've been adding new words, updating those. I've also wanted to maintain a 21st century content in my classes to better help prepare them for the future in their college courses and beyond. Technology now is as important as ever, and so this has been my goal to help prepare them with using Canvas. Also, too, using Google Canvas maintains a space that I can put everything, anywhere from their vocabulary in Spanish, to their notes, to their book, and to test all in one space for the students to have access to those things. So that has made their lives, as well as mine, a whole lot easier. Okay? How does Canvas help me modernize and turn my class into a 21st century classroom? Well, first of all, like I've been saying, the creation of the up-to-date assessments. These tests, when you put them on Canvas and the kids take them online, it automatically self-grades. And the kids can see immediately the questions that they missed and have instantaneous feedback. Beforehand, when I was grading these tests, it would take me about anywhere from 7 to 10 hours to grade 78 tests. So, when they're graded automatically, this saves me all that time to be more innovative, to make new things. Also, too, the data that generates in Canvas by them taking the test helps me see which questions are relevant and which questions are irrelevant. Which things do I need to go back and teach again better? Canvas also provides better ease of use for students. Everything being together, right, with their notes, their assignments, and assessments, right, just makes everything more compact, and it makes me being able to be more creative as well. Okay, I'm going to go now onto the Canvas page and show you guys what I've been doing here. So, if you take a look here, we have La Unidad 4, Etapa 1, right? Unit 4, Chapter 1. This was the first chapter of this semester. If you notice here, I've posted all these things into this module. First of all, it has their vocabulary. So, for each chapter, there's a vocabulary list, right, that is provided to kids. And here in Canvas, I can link Quizlet.com, right, with all their vocabulary in Canvas. So, they can automatically just click that link and they can see all the vocabulary that they're going to be testing on this chapter. As well, in Canvas, right, I can even upload the chapter of their book electronically. Take a look here. If we click on the next book, El Libro, right, they have their entire chapter from their textbook. Okay? This is really good for multiple reasons. First of all, they don't have to carry their book along with them anymore. Most of these books, if you take a look at them, I'll pull one from the desk right here. If you take a look, right, we have not been provided with new textbooks. These are literally falling apart. Providing a PDF version ensures that kids don't have to use outdated books like that. They just have electronic format and they can access it from anywhere. Alongside that, in Canvas, it also provides a way for me to provide them with notes. Anything that we talk about in class. For example, this last chapter we talked about two verbs. Decir, which means to say and tell in English, and salir, to leave, right? I can post notes that we talk about in class, and these kids can access these notes straight from what we talk about, right? And they can study them for the test. Okay? But the biggest thing that I've been focused on, on making in Canvas is this right here. We're going to go back. Is taking my test that I just showed you a little bit ago and putting them into electronic format. Okay? The good thing about Google Canvas is we can take any test, we can make multiple choice questions, open-ended questions, I can make essay questions, I can do a little bit of everything. So it's just really nice to have everything possible to do for these tests. And when they take it, like I said, it self-grades, and it even shows me data from all the students. So I can click on, right, quiz statistics, and it'll bring me up to this page right here. Okay? It shows me the average score of all the students, the highest score, the lowest score, and the average time it took a kid to take a test here. Now, taking a look at my first test that I ever made on Canvas, right? I saw that there was a 66% average score. That's not too good. So, understanding why that happened, I can look through each question, right? And it shows me, hey, 71% of the kids got this question right. And I can go through my multiple choice and see all the feedback there. And then I come down, all the way to my open-ended questions, and I start to see, hey, for the open-ended ones, more and more started missing. Let me get down to this section right here. There it is. So if we take a look here, this section on the test, right, was talking about locational words with Spanish. And I noticed when I got to these that 86% of my kids were missing these questions or higher or lower. But one thing it made me do is go back and figure out, hey, did I not teach this correctly? Or were the directions on the test not clear enough? So the good thing about this instantaneous feedback is I can see, what do I need to go back and reteach? What do I need to go back and reevaluate? And that has been one of the most beneficial things to do here with this. Okay? So that's just kind of what I've been doing this semester. And we're just going to kind of talk about some of these things here. I'm going to get you guys to tell me what you think here. Do you think it is important to change your content over time and why? What do you think, Ms. Honeycutt?
Well, I definitely think you need to change your content. Students are different every semester. Within one level of honors, you can have students who are much lower than the semester before. And also technology changes so quickly too. You want to stay apprised of the new types of technology and things you can do in your classroom with them. So, you know, you can't just stay the same. Things have to change in order to meet the needs of your students.
Exactly. And I think this was kind of an eye-opener for me using the old test, and when I kind of went to this level, this type of feedback was super beneficial. And sometimes I think the hardest thing is to go out on a limb and try something new, and this has been something very, very useful to me. What are some ways that you guys are innovative in the classroom? I know for me, I've been trying to do something like this for a while, and it was difficult initially, but I think it has been good, and I got a lot of feedback from students over the last chapter saying, hey, this is something that's going to be nice. But what about you guys? What is something that you think is innovative that y'all are doing in your classroom?
As a lateral entry teacher, I've had to sort of branch out and figure out what works and what doesn't and what I like to do. And one of the things I found that I've really enjoyed are hyperlink docs, where I can embed notes and activities and mini lessons that I've recorded into one thing, so they're not constantly combing through. Canvas is useful in that you have everything in one place, but sometimes they can get lost if you have lots of things in your module. This way they can click on one thing and it's a little bit more clear. So that's one thing I've been trying out is hyperlink docs and embedding all sorts of different things, and they're so creative. You can pull from anywhere and embed anything. So I like to try hyperlink docs. I think those are fun.
Yeah, hyperlinks are good. They're awesome. All right. Another question I was thinking of was, do you use Canvas in your classroom? If so, has it helped you? If not, do you think it could possibly help you? And if you don't think it could possibly help you, maybe what's something else that you've been doing to kind of use that? I'm sure everyone's got different things here. Mr. Fike, do you use Canvas?
I do not use Canvas, but I do have my Art 2 classes set up in Canvas. There's a website, the Virtual Instructor, that has downloadable videos that takes them through step by step every possible medium. And with art, we have Art 1, Art 2, Art 3, Art 4, all stuff in the same classroom. So Art 1 kids are beginners, they need a little bit more hands-on attention, but Art 2, I can unleash those videos on them and they can go through a medium step by step from a professional in that medium and not just their high school art teacher.
Yeah, that's awesome. Definitely. And I know, Ms. Honeycutt, do you use Canvas?
I do not use Canvas. I know that it's a lot of work at the beginning. I think it's something that I probably could transition to. I use a Google Classroom because, you know, just something that I've used. I guess it's the comfort zone there. But I think there's a lot more benefit to using Canvas in what you showed us today with the assessment piece of it. Google Classroom's a lot like it in that it can house a lot of your things, but the piece that you showed us today with the grading and the data that you get back, that would be very, very beneficial, and that's one thing that Google Classroom does not provide. So I think, with some, help and some guidance, I think that I could transition to Canvas.
Yeah, and it has been really good for what I've used with, because you taught me when I first got here. You were my mentor about how to use Google Classroom, and it has been great for that. But the assessment piece has really been phenomenal. Last question here, we're going to talk about today. What benefits do students get out of using technology in the classroom? And I know this is kind of like drinking from a fire hydrant. But what are some benefits in general that we could say students get out of using technology in the classroom?
More engagement.
More engagement.
It's their language.
It's
Yeah,
their language.
They
exactly.
grow up on this technology. They're more tech savvy than
Comfortable with
practically
it.
any
Yeah.
teacher.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of students, it's just how they learn. I'm doing an escape room for a review next week, and they're just so excited. I'm worried that they're so excited about it that they're going to miss the point of the review. But that's speaking their language when you kind of say, okay, we're in. We've done a goose chase and stuff like that using the app and things like that. But this is in their wheelhouse, and this is how they learn. So I think it definitely, when they're engaged, they can learn more.
Yeah, and I always am surprised by the things that they teach me when we're using technology. I think the other day, a student showed me how to press Control P or something, and you could search for a word on any page. I legitimately didn't even know how to do that. So they're so technology savvy, and it's just when you use stuff like that, I think it really benefits everyone. Well, guys, thank you all for coming. Thank you for listening a little bit about what I'm doing. And that concludes the session.